Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss some important questions that you must solve while doing ratio and proportion for your CAT preparation. Great, let's move on with the very first question. So here it states that rupees 5,783 is divided among Sherry, Berry and Cherry in such a way that if rupees 28, rupees 37 and rupees 18 be deducted from their respective shares, they have money in the ratio of 4:6:9. Now you have to find Sherry's share. Okay, great. Now this is a very easy question to solve. Okay, so here the problem clearly states that when we reduce 28, 37 and 18 rupees from the shares of Sherry, Berry and Cherry, the ratio comes out to be 4:6:9. Thus we can assume that the reduced values are 4x, 6x and 9x. This means that Sherry's share will be, so Sherry's share will be 4x plus 28. Okay. This means similarly Berry's share would be 6x plus 37 and Cherry's share would be 9x plus 18. You see what we did there, that we did 4:6:9. So we assume that it is in the multiple of 4 and 6 and 9 because that's the ratio. So we put an x before it. And after that we are adding the values that we subtracted earlier to get the ratio 4:6:9. Okay, great. And we know that the sum of all of this money is 5,783, right? Therefore, it is safe to assume that I can write it in this way, right? That 4x plus 28 plus 6x plus 37 plus 9x plus 18 would give us 5,783. Great. Now this comes out to be 19x plus 83 equals to 5,783. Easy sending it over from 19x to 5,783 would give me 5,700, and which at the end is a very easy multiple of 19. Therefore x would come out to be 300. Therefore Sherry's share, so to find out Sherry's share, which is the question asking us, would be, so x is 300 and we know Sherry's share is 4x plus 28. So that would be 4 into 300 plus 28. This comes out to be 1200 plus 28, which is 1228. Do we have it in the options? Yes, we have it. Option B, which is rupees 1,228. So you see how easy it was to solve the question once we actually understood that 4:6:9 is nothing but 4x, 6x and 9x, and if we add the numbers that we earlier subtracted, we can easily get the answer. Great. Now let's move on to question number 2. So here question number 2 states that if 10 persons can clean 10 floors by 10 mops in 10 days. Okay, very interesting question. So 10 persons can clean 10 floors by 10 mops in 10 days. In how many days can 8 persons clean 8 floors? Okay. Now you see what trick that this question play with our mind? See, what trick that they played with our mind is that they are trying to confuse us by giving us too much information. Okay, so do not get confused by the distractions given in the problem. And what are the distractions here? 10 mops and 8 mops. This is a distraction. This has no use for solving the question. So we are not going to use them at any point of time while solving the questions. 10 mops, 8 mops, they don't use mops, we don't care about that. We want to know that in how many days can 8 persons clean 8 floors. Okay, so we know that 10 persons can clean 10 floors in 10 days, right? This clearly means that we need approximately 100 man days to clean 10 floors, right? So we need 100 man days to clean 10 floors. Therefore, one floor will be cleaned in 100 by 10, which is 10 man days, right? And what it is trying to ask, that we need to clean 8 floors, right? So we know that one floor requires 10 man days to get cleaned, hence 8 floors. So therefore this time 8 floors will require 80 man days, right? Because there are this time 8 floors. While 10 floors require 10 man days, 8 floors requires 80 man days. Therefore, there will be 10 days required because the number of people who are doing it are only 8. Therefore, the answer is option C. Why? Because we need 80 man days, right? And we have only 8 people working for us. So, for 8 people need to work 10 days to get 80 man days. Therefore, for 10 days, 8 person would have to clean to get 8 floors cleaned up. Great. Now we are going to solve question number 3. So here it states that if x by y is equal to 3 by 4, then we have to find the value of the expression 5x minus 3y by 7x plus 2y. So this is a very easy question to solve once we understand that we can put x by y as 3 by 4, which means that x is equal to 3 and y is equals to 4. Now all we have to do is we have to put the value of x and y in this equation. Okay, so 3 minus 3, now bracket will be 4 divided by 7, 3 plus 2, 4. This comes out to be 15 minus 12 divided by 21 plus 8. Now 15 minus 12 is 3, 21 plus 8 is 29. This comes out to be 3 by 29. So do we have 3 by 29 in our options? Yes, we do, which is option C. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, 3 by 29. Great. Now let's move on to the next question. So here in question number 4, it is telling us that rupees 3,650 is being divided by 4 engineers, 3 MBAs and 5 CAs, such that 3 CAs get as much as 2 MBAs and 3 engineers get as much as 2 CAs. Now we have to find the share of an MBA. Okay. So what it is trying to tell us basically that first of all 3650 is being divided between 4 engineers, 3 MBAs and 5 CAs, right? So if I put it in the form of equation, I can write that 4 engineers plus 3 MBAs plus 5 CAs is equals to 3650, right? Now also I know this, so also this is very clear to me that 3 CAs get as much as 2 MBAs, which I can rewrite as, this means 1 MBA get as much as 1.5 CA. And we also know that 3 engineers get as much as 2 CAs. Therefore, 1 engineers get 0.66 CAs. Okay. Now if you have to solve this equation, we can do it in a very easy way because we have put everything in the form of C. Now all we have to do is to find the value of the C. So let's do it this way. So 4 into 0.66 C, because from here, plus 3 into 1.5 C, instead of M I'm going to use 1.5 C, plus 5C equals 3650. Now this comes out to be 12.166 C. So you can calculate it using a calculator if that's what you need, but I have calculated it earlier. So this comes out to be 12.166 C equals to 3650. Okay, this means C comes out to be 3650 by 12.166, which is equals to 300. Therefore, C comes out to be 300. And now we have to find the share of MBA. Okay, so we have to find the share of an MBA. See, an MBA is important because we don't want the share of all the MBAs together. We found the share of one particular person from an MBA. And how do we get it? We already know that the share of one CA is 300. And we also know that the share of an MBA is 1.5 times of a CA. Therefore, M will be equals to 1.5 into C. And M is equals to 1.5 into 300 because C is 300 and M would come out to be 450. Therefore, the answer is option C, rupees 450. Great. Now let's get to the next question. So here in question number 5, it states that 3 containers A, B and C are having mixtures of milk and water in the ratio of 1:5, 3:5 and 5:7 respectively. So A has 1:5, B has 3:5, C has 5:7. Now if the capacities of the containers are in the ratio of 5:4:5. Now we have to find the ratio of milk to water if the mixtures of all these 3 containers are mixed together. Okay, so first of all we know that the capacities are in the ratio of 5:4:5. Okay, so for the simplicity of the calculations I'm going to assume that the 3 containers have the capacity of, so A has a capacity of 500 liters, B has that of 400 liters and once again C has that of 500 liters. Okay, so I'm going to assume that because they are in the ratio of 5:4:5. And because I know this means that I can find out the liters of milk in each of these containers, right? So milk in each of them. And how do I go about it? We know that they are in the ratio of milk to water is 1:5. So all I have to do is to find the ratio of 1/5 into 500. That would for me come out to be 83.33 for A, 150 for B and it comes out to be 208.33 for C. Okay, once again if you are having a problem in trying to calculate this, it's very easy to understand. All you have to do is, so there is 500 for A. All we have to do is, we know the complete ratio is by 6, so 1/6. This gives us the milk which comes out to be 83.33. Got it? Similarly for B, what we do? We do 400 into 3/8 and for C what we do? We do 5/12 into 500. Got it? So this is how we get the milk ratio in each one of them. Got it? So let's go back. Okay, just hold on. Yes, great. So now we got the ratio of milk in each of these containers. Okay, this means that now the total milk, okay, now we are trying to find the total milk. Now total milk is nothing but 83.33 plus 150 plus 208.33. Now this comes out to be 441.66 liters. Got it? Now we want to know the amount of water in this entire mixture. Okay, so we know that total milk is this. Now we are trying to find total water. And the easiest way to find total water is to know that the total capacity and minus the amount of milk in it. Therefore, we get the total amount of water. So this way we get 1500, which is the total capacity. Actually not 1500, it's 1400. The total capacity 500, 500 and 400. So it's 1400 and we subtract 441.66, which is the total milk. So therefore we get for total water, we get 958.33 liters. Got it? Now all we have to do is we have to find the ratio of milk to water. So we have to find the ratio of milk to water. So milk is to water, that is we have to find. Now we know the milk is 441.66 and we have to find the ratio, so 958.33, and if we simplify it we are going to get 53:115. If we simplify it, this means that we divide 441.66 by 958.33, we are going to get 53:115, and that is our answer. And that is how we get, and we understand that we have to find the ratio of milk to water, and this is the perfect and the easiest way to go about it. Great. Now this brings us to the end of this video, and I'm sure that all of you enjoyed a lot while solving these questions of ratio and proportion. Now that you have understood these questions, I would highly recommend you to go and attend the test available on the EduRev platform and see how good you are doing. If you have any problem, you can always discuss them on the forum available to you, and also you can go and check out the documents or revisit these videos if you want a quick revision. Thank you so much everyone. I hope you have a happy learning with EduRev.